Hello everyone and welcome to our online information session all about the subject area of education here at the School of Social and Environmental Sustainability at the Dumfries Campus. My name is Amy. I'm delighted to welcome you all here today. We're going to dive just straight in and I'm going to introduce my colleague to you, Dr. Michèle Vincent. Hi Michèle, thank you so much for being with us today. I'm going to let you take things away in just a moment and tell us all about the wonderful area of education here at our school and campus. So I'll just hand over straight to you. Thank you so much.
Okay, thanks, Amy. Right. Hi, everybody. So my name is Michèle Vincent. I'm the subject lead for education at the School of Social and Environmental Sustainability. So before I tell you more about our postgraduate taught education programs, I'd like to tell you a little bit about our campus. So we are the University of Glasgow, but we are located in Dumfries, which is in the southwest of Scotland, approximately 75 miles from Glasgow. So sustainability is at the heart of everything we do, whether it's learning, teaching, and research. And we have staff and students that come from across the UK and indeed from across the world, with typically staff and students from more than 40 different countries. We are really proud of being in a living laboratory, and that includes our teaching garden that you can see on this picture here that we use across the year. And one particularly attractive features of our campus that because we're a smaller campus, we have smaller class sizes, and that really enables our students to build a close-knit community, to get to know their peers very quickly and perhaps better, but also to have more contact with the lecturers. And of course, the administrative staff who is always here to help. Dumfries itself has a population of around 40,000 people. There are accommodation options within the town of Dumfries, and these are quite close to the campus, so it's within walking distance, and there are also some buses that you can take. We have a student hub and a postgraduate hub on campus, and you will also have access to the gym and sports facilities for free. There is also a library on our campus, but you can also use the University of Glasgow Library in Glasgow. And of course, a lot of our the reading that you will have to complete for your programs will be available through the University of Glasgow's online library. We also have a student union called GUDU, so Glasgow University Dumfries Union, and students have been quite active and organizing all sorts of activities and events. And there are also excellent transport links across the UK from Dumfries. So we have 4 subject areas in our school, which are environment, sustainable development, education, and tourism. And today I will be telling you about our education programs, and particularly the postgrad taught programs. Before I do this, I'd like to introduce you to our team, the education team. So we've got Dr. Anna Beck, who's a senior lecturer in education, Ms. Anne Murphy, who is one of our associate tutors, Professor David Lundy, who's a professor in education, Dr. Elizabeth Foley is our lecturer in mathematics, Dr. Emily Oxley is a lecturer in language and literacy education, Dr. Gary Wong is a senior lecturer in education, Heather Walker is our program administrator. Then there's me, a lecturer in languages and education, and we have Mrs. Sarah Stevenson, who is also a lecturer in education. So across the school, we have a team of world-leading research networks, researchers who are part of research networks and who are at the forefront of their respective fields. So we have the Education, Language Policy and Equity Research Group, the Environmental Science and Sustainability Group, the Glasgow End of Life Study Group, and the University of Glasgow Tourism Studies Group. In terms of our research in education, our research really draws on both local and global links to be a world leader in addressing contemporary educational issues and to make a difference for society's most vulnerable and educationally disadvantaged. So there are 3 broad areas of research within our research group. One is around values and ethos in education. So we ask questions such as, how do young people talk about their values? to what extent this aligns with the ways that we teach for character development. We have research around policy, so looking at democratic network governance, policy making in Scottish education, policy enactment in schools, equity policy, and so on. We also have research going on in language and literacy, so looking at literacy development in first and second language acquisition, English as an additional language, language and literacy disorders, reading motivation and engagement. So some of the current research projects that we have include, but are not limited to, the following. So, for example, we've got citizenship in the curriculum, teaching for digital citizenship, and personal liberty, mutual respect and tolerance. And we have several research projects around policy that include teacher engagement in the national discussion and democratic legitimacy of education reform, school leaders' enactment of crisis policy during the COVID-19 pandemic, and school leaders' use of evidence to inform decision-making and use of pupil equity funding. So these are just a few examples. So looking at our teaching, we have an undergraduate program, which is the MA Primary Education with Teaching Qualification. We have 3 different postgraduate taught programs, and we also have some students doing a PhD, so research. So today I will tell you more about our 3 postgraduate taught programs, the MSc Enhanced Practice in Education, the Postgraduate Diploma in Education for Primary Teaching, and the Postgraduate Diploma in Education for Secondary STEM. So the MSc Enhanced Practice in Education is a program which is designed for people at different stages of their professional careers, from a range of backgrounds in education and related fields such as social work, psychology, health and policy. And it's a program which is offered either on a full-time basis over 12 months or on a part-time basis over either 24 or 36 months. So the program will provide you with the skills and confidence to apply principles of practitioner-based inquiry and make effective changes in your place of work. So with this program, you will really develop an expertise to initiate and influence positive working relationships across your organization and beyond. The core courses which are part of the program are evaluating educational change, leading and managing change, reflective practice, working in an interagency environment, and this latter course is actually one of the only available courses of its kind outside of UK local government. You would also have to select 2 electives, so 2 optional courses, and then complete either a dissertation or a work placement. It's also worth highlighting that this course has been designed with a busy professional in mind, so it follows a model of weekend teaching, typically on Fridays and Saturdays. And in terms of the careers, so it's really a program that's relevant for you if you work directly with young people. So for example, whether you're a teacher, a social worker, a youth worker, police officer, probation officer, a health worker, for example. And upon successful completion of the program, you will have the knowledge, understanding, and skills to progress into leadership roles within your organization. So you're looking at careers such as community education coordinator, head teacher, youth worker, family support worker, policy advocate, community development worker. But the program also prepares you if you want to then complete further academic studies, for example, by doing a PhD, so doctoral studies. So moving on to our postgraduate diploma in education for primary teaching, so PGDE primary for short. This is a full-time program over 10 months. It provides you with the skills, knowledge, and experience to develop a career in primary teaching. So it's accredited by the General Teaching Council for Scotland, and it combines classroom learning with comprehensive placements throughout Dumfries and Galloway. So in terms of the core courses, you will have a course entitled Professional Inquiry, Understanding Learning and Teaching in the primary curriculum, and then you will have your school experience, the school placements. But you will also have weekly inputs on all the areas of the primary curriculum, such as literacy, numeracy, science, languages, PE, arts, and so on. So, as mentioned, the programme is accredited by the General Teaching Council for Scotland, and the way it works is you will have 18 weeks of study at university and 18 weeks of school experience in our partner schools. So you will normally be divided with 9 weeks of teaching, study at university in semester 1, followed by 9 weeks of placement, and then in semester 2, another 9 weeks of study at uni, and then 9 weeks of placement. And by the end of the programme, you will have the General Teaching Council for Scotland's qualification to pursue teaching roles in schools. Then we have the Postgraduate Diploma in Education for Secondary STEM. So there are two options for this programme. You can study it full-time, again, over 10 months, or part-time over 21 months. So this program builds upon your subject expertise in science, technology, engineering, or mathematics. Again, it's a GTCS, so General Teaching Council for Scotland accredited qualification, and it combines classroom learning with comprehensive placements throughout Dumfries and Galloway to help you develop a career in STEM teaching within secondary schools. So the core courses for this program are Understanding Learning and Teaching, Professional Inquiry, Pedagogy and Practice in the secondary STEM curriculum, and you will also have placements in schools. So this program offers both a full-time and a part-time model, and therefore it offers more flexibility to the students. It also offers the opportunity for dual qualification in 2 STEM subjects. And again, by the end of the course, if you successfully complete the course, you will have the GTCS qualification to pursue teaching roles in schools. So here you can find a QR code where you can discover some of our student stories from across our programs, and you can hear from what it is to study on our programs, but also to study in our school and in Dumfries in particular. And using this QR code, you can also learn more about different careers that you can pursue after studying on our different programs. Okay, thank you very much, Amy.
Thank you so much, Michèle. That was fantastic to hear about the range that we have here at the school, and just how important our education subject area is to us here in Dumfries Campus as well. We have some questions in, so I want to get over to these questions to get them answered. But first, I would just like to introduce Priya, who is our current student here at the University of Glasgow's Dumfries Campus. Priya, thank you so much for joining us today. It's great to have you. Now, I know you're not an education student, but you have been around the school for a few years now. All of our education students are currently on placement, as Michèle was just talking about there. So we want to leave them to it, of course. It's very important that they focus on their placement. So Priya, thank you so much for taking some time today to join us and tell us a little bit more about being a student at the School of Social and Environmental Sustainability. I wonder if you could just really quickly introduce yourself, if that's okay?
Yes, of course. Hello, everyone. I'm Priya Misala. I'm a student here at the University of Glasgow. I'm in my 3rd year right now, and I study the Environmental Science and Sustainability course.
Thank you so much. So we're going to just dive straight in with some questions here. We have our first one. Okay, here we go. What are some of the key themes covered in the programs? This one is for you, Michèle. Particularly PGDE. What values are taught within the subject area?
Okay, thanks, Amy. Well, in terms of the values that we have, we're really fully committed to the core values of the GTCS professional standards, which are trust, respect, and integrity. Diversity is at the core of everything that we do, and equity as well. So, for example, we work within the anti-racist framework for ITEs, which has been set up by the Scottish Council of Deans of Education, and anti-racism is embedded across all our programs. We also prepare teachers to fully support a range of additional needs in the classroom. So we are embedding ASN across our different programs, and we also have specific input on additional support needs. And of course, being part of the School of Social and Environmental Sustainability, learning for sustainability is at the core of what we do as well. So we are embedding this across our programs, including the PGDE programs, to really help our future teachers contribute to helping to building sustainable futures for their pupils and moving forward. So fully committed to the UN Sustainable Goals Sustainable Development Goals.
No, yeah, of course. Thank you so much. We kind of highlighted in our slides a little bit earlier there, what Sustainable Development Goals or SDGs are related to our programs. And I think that's something that's really important to us, is that we're highlighting how we're actually contributing our societal impact to these, worldwide goals. So important. So you can find out a little bit more about that on our careers web pages as well. We talk a little bit more about how we're actually contributing to the UN Sustainable Goals. So thank you so much, Michèle. That's brilliant. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We'll go to our next question here. Priya, this one is for you, definitely. What's your experience of the student community at Dumfries? So we talked a little bit at the beginning there, Michèle, about smaller class sizes by design mean we have a really strong student community on campus. But I mean, Priya, what's your experience been?
My experience personally has been really great. In my first year, I was in halls, the student accommodation in Dumfries, and it was quite easy to get on with flatmates. I think I was not just friends with people of my own flat, but people of in the next flat as well. I think all of us, in all of us, we all knew each other very well. So yeah, being a close-knit community like that, and also the smaller class sizes, I know all of my friends in my class, all the people in my class very well because of that. So I'm very grateful. It's definitely so much nicer being in Dumfries compared to a big city, just personally for me. Because I feel like I would be quite overwhelmed, with so many people. It's the lesser amount of people, it's nicer. But yeah, I've been luckily been able to make friends very easily and quickly here. I have friends not just in my own course that's in environmental science, but I have friends in almost all courses, especially in primary education. I'm not just saying that just for this online session, but seriously, most of my friends are from the primary education course. And even though they're studying a different subject, our common ground is that we're all in university. We all have assignments to do. So all of us, and are almost all due at the same time. So all of us get together to study a lot. Not just that, we also have lives outside of university. We like to do outdoor activities like go on hikings and walks. There's many beautiful parks and forests in Dumfries that you can go to, and outside of Dumfries as well, which is quite beautiful, quite fun, and also many nice pubs and many cultural events that happen. So my friends and I like to do things like that, and also just get together. I know many of my other friends in halls, they like to get together for Halloween or just have a gathering and just a potluck or things like that. So it's very fun.
Oh, no, that's so
my
great.
experience, it's definitely been good.
That's so nice to hear. It's so lovely to hear you say all of this. And I wanted to ask really quickly as well about your kind of experience. We mentioned the Student Union and GUDU, Glasgow University Dumfries Union, and some of the facilities on campus. Have you had much to do with the union, or any events or anything that you've been part of?
Oh yes, I'm not part of the union myself. I'm a student ambassador, but there are times where student ambassadors and the people in the student union, we work together to make events such as the Burns Cayley that we had a couple weeks ago, and also the winter ball that we have annually every year. So and also we do promotional stuff for the university, and I love the student hub so much. We have the great food, and I think the most favorite thing of the student hub that everyone likes is the video games. Everyone likes to play Mario Kart. Yes, but the student hub is a very nice place to socialize. Everybody gets together over video games and food, and it's a nice study space, in between classes. So
That's awesome. I believe we had a Mario Kart tournament on campus pretty recently.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's awesome. I love that. Very important to have some time in between classes just to decompress a little bit and have some fun. So, that's great to hear. Thank you so much, Priya. We'll go to our next question here. Okay, this one's for you, Michèle. How do these programs prepare students for a career in education?
Right. So although all the courses that we do are informed by theory, what we do is really link them to practice. The students get really prepared for their career in education through, for example, if you do the PGDE, whether it's primary or secondary, you will get a lot of time on placement where you really have a chance to get this experience in schools. We also have teaching fellows who have a lot of experience in the classroom alongside, and the same goes for some of our colleagues on the team. And we also have guest speakers, for example, from Education Scotland. So students are fully aware of all the policies that they have to know. And in terms of the EPIE program, this is a very workplace-based program as well, which is very much driven by your career goals. So everything that we do is directly linked to employability.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. And particularly, as you say just there about the Enhanced Practice in Education program, it being so intrinsically linked to your career and your development means that I suspect you get a bit more of an opportunity to guide your assignments a little bit, or maybe guide your work a little bit to be relevant to what you're working on in the outside world, which seems really important for me anyway. But yeah,
that's correct.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. Thank you so much. Then we've got time for one more question, and Priya, this one's for you. What's your experience of the teaching team? Do you get much time to meet with lecturers? So we talked a little bit about this, about the smaller class sizes and, getting a bit more time to, just discuss what's going on. But I mean, what's your experience with that? Is that how you feel?
Yes. So I've had great lecturers in almost every course. My lecturers, they're very intelligent and great people, very friendly and approachable, that's for sure. Like you said, the smaller class sizes, I think one of the best perks we get out of that is the interaction and our communication with our lecturers. We get such in-depth feedback. And if I was on campus studying, it's very easy I can go up, if they're available, go up to my lecturers, their office, and ask them a question. And they're also very quick at getting back to us when we email them with any questions, so, especially when we're doing our assignments. So that's very much appreciated on my part. No, they're all really great. Very approachable, once again, very friendly. And they help you build your confidence very easily because of the good amount of interaction that happens. So
that's fantastic to hear that's your experience. That's brilliant. I suppose especially for education students who have a lot of placements that can be quite long hours or quite intense. I mean, Michèle, from your perspective, the flip side, how important is it for you to be able to have those relationships with your students?
Yeah, I mean, I think we see our students throughout, a lot of us see the students every single year, the education students. So we really build strong relationships and we're really able to support them. We often talk as a team when we see that if students struggle a bit or need a bit more support, we'll meet, we'll first amongst colleagues, and then we'll, perhaps call them for a meeting just to make sure that they are on track or that they've got the support that they need. So I think, this smaller class numbers really allows us to, keep a close eye and make sure that we're there for our students at all times.
No, that's amazing. Thank you so much.
I would definitely say that as well. Like every kind of help that we need with our assignments or anything, anything that you need, like career advice, whatever kind of service you need, it's all provided at the university. I didn't have any problem that I couldn't get help with at the uni. So that's it.
That is fantastic to hear, Priya. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you both for your time today. And that's all we've got time for today. To everyone watching, thank you so much for joining us. I really hope you found the session useful. If you'd like any more information, you can head to glasgow.ac.uk/Dumfries, and you can find out lots more information all about our school and our campus. But for now, again, both Michèle, Priya, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for your contributions today. It's been wonderful to talk with you both. And we'll say bye for now, and we hope to see everyone on campus very soon.
Okay.
Bye for now.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.